Hello, my name is Jamie and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Unlike any other YouTube channel that showcases Pokemon Go PvP content, mine exclusively showcases Shadow Pokemon. So if you're into that type of content, I'd appreciate if you could like and subscribe.
Welcome back, trainers. So, in today's video, we are going to be using PokeAK's signature Pokemon, which is, of course, Shadow Mawile. If you don't know what PokeAK is, well, you probably wouldn't be watching this video, as he's got like hundreds of thousands of subs. But, moving on, we will be using Shadow Mawile. Why am I using Shadow Mawile? Well, I had a lot of fun using Kanto Shadow Ninetales. There's so many things in the meta are weak to fire. However, using Fire Fang, its energy generation is really poor. So it's just essentially fast move pressure. With that in mind, I thought let's make a triple fast move pressure team. So its team partners today are going to be Shadow Machamp in the Great League, which is something else I've never featured on the channel. I've got a rank 10, it's just been sat in my storage. I haven't really used it, so we're going to bring that. And to round the team off, we're going to have Shadow Hypno to hopefully draw out the Dark type, and obviously we can come and farm down with Machamp. So, without any further ado, let's get into the battles! We are going to be leading our Shadow Mawile for the duration of the video. I'm going to show you one complete set and then a couple of bonus battles because they're super quick with this fast move pressure team, and if I only showed you one set, it'd probably be about 8 minutes long. So, in this first matchup, we pick up a lead against the Golbat. This is a kind of neutral-ish lead, as they can one-shot us with Shadow Ball, and obviously they resist all of our charge moves, so it's kind of fast move pressure versus charge move. I've now got to make a decision. Are they going to Shadow Ball? I call the Poison Fang. They now fire off once again, so this again, they're only at 10 air slashes, so this is going to be another Poison Fang. I should have actually said wing attack, as its air slash is Crobat. However, getting back into this battle, we switch out into our Hypno, looking to try and snipe down that Golbat. The opponent very sensibly saves it on 1 HP, and they then defer the confusion onto their own Hypno. So now we've got the battle of the Hypnos. Our Shadow versus the opponent's Purified. We both build up to the Shadow Ball and bait with elemental punches. In this matchup, you want to try and ensure you don't let any confusions through. However, when you're both using these clunky 4-turn moves, it is quite difficult. So again, we are super weak to this thing. Well, not super weak. Mawile does alright, but Machamp really doesn't want to see confusion. The opponent now makes a fantastic swap, catching on to that 1 HP Golbat. You can see I'm spamming out the Mawile, as I imagined that the opponent would come in and try and snipe our Hypno. So we soak up that energy, which is great for us. One sack deserves another. The opponent is playing really well in this matchup. However, they are now switch locked, so I'm going to be able to get off this Thunder Punch and get the opponent quite low. Thunder Punch comes through. It's now going to be a race. Are we going to have to confusion down? We are not. We should survive this elemental punch just. And now one more confusion. We're unfortunately not able to get there, but our Shadow Machamp would be able to punch it down. The opponent switched out into their own Machamp. However, we are now one counter ahead, so this cross shot will take the opposing Shadow Machamp out. And one counter takes out the Hypno before they can confusion us down. GG's to that opponent. Moving on into game 2. The opponent leaves Mew and they switch into Cresselia. I count to 6, attempt to swap. You can see I was tapping the Hypno. However, our Fire Fang and Psycho Cuts don't line up and I actually get stuck in a Fire Fang animation. However, this is fine, as Hypno's got an alright matchup with Cresselia. You can see my Charger for some reasons playing up. So even though we're not running Shadow Ball, we are going to be able to win this matchup, especially that bit of chip damage we did with Mawile. So again, we're going to fire off these neutral Thunder Punches. Cresselia's at a move. We can tank whatever. Both Grass Knot and Moonblast will not KO us from this range. Like you saw at the start of the video, the IVs on our Hypno are really good. It's like a rank 6. So I overfarm slightly. This Thunder Punch will be enough to take him out. I now got to have one confusion, and we managed to get to an elemental punch on this Mew as well. Let's see if they shield, fearing the Shadow Ball. We do grab a shield, which is great for us. We're now going to bring back in Mawile. I'm going to go straight for the nuke of Play Rough, as I imagine the opponent isn't going to want to go down 2 shields. They're going to want to probably save 1 shield for something that's in the back. That Play Rough does huge damage. And in the back, they've got a Shadow Mewtwo. So this person was running a triple psychic team. Shadow Mewtwo in the Great League is definitely a spicy pick. However, their only player is to psychic cut us down, but that is not something that's going to be able to happen. So GG's to that opponent. Moving on into this next battle. This next battle is a game that I did play really poorly. You're going to see a few mistakes here, but this is where you can all learn, and I can obviously learn myself. The opponent switches out into a Whiscash. So what I should have done there, first of all, I probably should have brought in our Hypno, as obviously Hypno really doesn't want to see Obstagoon. However, this isn't too bad, as Machamp is going to probably be able to muscle its way through this matchup. Machamp always muscles through matchups that are fairly neutral. We tank the first Mud Bomb, and we're going to shield this second Mud Bomb, which we do. And now we're going to be able to get to this next cross chop that should be enough to take out the Whiscash. Second cross chop comes through, and we draw the opponent's second shield, which is really a bit strange. The opponent now looks to mud shot down, so the opponent also makes a mistake here. This cross chop's going to be more than enough to take out Whiscash. We survive with 1 HP, and in the back they've got a Cresselia, so this is alright for us. We're up a shield, we've got the Cresselia, and we expect them to try and swap at some stage into the Obstagoon. There comes the swap, and here's another mistake. So I go for the play rough. You can see there, I should just let this go. I actually shield, I think I can get to the play rough. We're 1 Fire Fang short, we get counted down, and I'll fire off this Thunder Punch, which isn't going to be enough to take out the Obstagoon. You could have seen, even if I would have thrown the pop, we would have now been able to confusion down, and we would have won this matchup. However, we're going to eat this Night Slash, and now my only play area is to confusion down. However, that isn't going to happen, so that is going to be a GG's to that opponent. So, moving on into this next battle, we pick up a lead against a Lowland Sandslash. This thing is double weak to fire. You can see these Fire Fangs after just 4, they're below half health, and the opponent immediately backs out. So, GG's, I guess they must be double weak to this fire. And in this next battle, we pick up a lead against Blastoise. That is obviously terrible for us. We safe switch into Hypno, and we draw out the Frostlass. Obviously, Frostlass wants to avoid our Hypno. However, they go straight for the Shadow Ball, and we manage to sneak a confusion in. This is great for us because we should now be able to 2-shield and flip switch advantage. We're at the back-to-back Thunder Punch. The first Thunder Punch gets the opponent's shield. The second Thunder Punch again gets the opponent's shield. You can see there another confusion goes through. So at this stage, winning switch is definitely something that is attainable. You can see there we confusion down. Our Hypno is actually still quite healthy. Back in comes Blastoise. This Thunder Punch from a Shadow is going to do probably around 40%. Gets him into the yellow. This Blastoise is going to have to throw its energy, which it does here because they're not going to want to be able to... Well, they won't be able to tank another one, so they do have to throw their energy, and they're not going to be able to water gun down. So now I'm going to flip this opening matchup. We've managed to bring our Machamp into the Blastoise, and in the back they've got a Nidoqueen. This isn't really great for us. So I go straight for the rock side, I count to 7, and I sack on the 7th. I imagine they're going to go for a Poison Fang, just to take out a Machamp, which they do. So now Mawile tanks that. We're able to snipe it down with Fire Fang. You can see I'm going for the play rough, but I'm not going to be able to get there. But I should think that this power up punch and the resisted Fire Fang should be enough to take the game. One more Fire Fang just about KOs. The opponent's win con there would be to water gun us down and Hydro Cannon our Machamp, but we managed to go 4-1 in that set. And now we've got a couple of bonus battles, as this video would be super short. You can see there all these battles did fly by. So in this matchup we pick up a kind of neutral-ish lead against Sirfetch'd. Counter hits us for neutral, however all their charge moves are resisted. The opponent does wisely CMP tie us, so we tank the charge move, fire off a pop, and then they're in a range where 1 confusion can snipe them down. So we managed to snipe the Sirfetch'd, which is great for us. The opponent then switches out into an Excadrill. We tank the first charge move. We are running Ice Punch. We are able to hit him for neutral damage, as ground takes super effective and still resist ice. We draw the opponent's shield. The opponent tries to CMP tie us, which is fine for me because I know I can shield this up and force the opponent's last shield, as we aren't still going to get mud shot down. So we shield that charge move up. We're now looking to either get shields down or regain switch advantage. We do gain the opponent's last shield. I've just seen my switch timer pop up, so I aggressively come into Shadow Machamp looking to snipe. Unfortunately, we're unable to do so, so I'm going to shield this drill run up. And now we've got Shadow Machamp ahead on energy against whatever's in the back. And whatever's in the back does not want to see Shadow Machamp, so the opponent backs out. So GG's to that opponent. So moving on into this next battle, we pick up a lead against a Frostlass. This is great for us. The opponent switches into Primate, and we immediately swap into Hypno. These confusions are absolutely chunking. 2 confusions. I've done about 40% health. We tank the Night Slash for 4 confusions, and that is the Primate deleted. Like I said earlier, the fast move pressure on this team is ridiculous. In comes Frostlass. This Thunder Punch should do a nice bit of chip damage, which it does. The opponent is going to have to throw their energy, as they're not going to have to Powder Snow us down. We can allow this to go down, and I would normally wait out my switch timer. However, I know this thing's still switch locked, so I do wait out slightly, as I don't want something in the back to farm us down. In the back's an Obstagoon, so I'm going to fire off this Play Rough. This is either going to draw the opponent's shield or one shot. That charge move animation is enough to allow our switch timer to come up, and Shadow Machamp punches down the Obstagoon. GG's to that opponent. Moving on into the next battle. We pick up a lead against a Skuntank. They're hitting us for single resisted with their poison jabs. However, I do have to be wary of the flamethrower. Skuntank is something I use, so I know they've now got enough energy for the flamethrower. I correctly shield that up, and now I'm going to look to Fire Fang down. The opponent aggressively switches out into Nidoqueen, so this is where Hypno comes in great. They have got enough for the Earth Power, but I imagine they're just going to Poison Fang. Either way, I'm not going to shield. And I'll overfarm 1 Poison Jab before they get to their next Poison Fang. I go for this Ice Punch. The opponent shields up. They are now going to look to get off a second Poison Fang. However, I know that even at this health, we will survive. And that confusion animation you saw go through will KO. So we're in a great spot now. Back in comes the Skuntank. The Skuntank is going to be unable to make a move against anything we go for. So I go for the Shadow Machamp to get ahead on a bit of energy. And in the back, they've got a Superior. This Superior is going to have a real tough time, as the Mawile still got some health. They don't shield the Cross Chop, which does huge damage. Mawile's got some loaded energy, so I go straight for this Power Up Punch just to ramp up our Fire Fangs. The Power Up Punch actually draws the shield. I know they only get to 1 move, so I can safely shield this up, and a couple of Fire Fangs will be enough to take the match. And that is a GG's to the opponent. So even with the bonus battles, you can see the battle footage there for about 8 or 9 battles with only about 10 minutes at 1.5 speed. The fast move pressure on this team was ridiculous. Going through the team, would I recommend Mawile? It really doesn't suit my playstyle, as I don't like how slow it generates energy, and I don't really like the fact that it's not offering any charge move pressure until you get to either Iron Head or Play Rough. But obviously it does have some play in the meta. I personally would recommend Shadow Ninetales if you're looking for a Shadow Fire type. And Machamp, like you can see there, is something that has great coverage. Even when it fought that Nidoqueen, the resisted Rock Slide done huge damage. Machamp can pretty much muscle its way through most things if you can save it a shield. Obviously, as long as it doesn't see Confusion or Charm. And then Shadow Hypno's always been a channel favourite. So again, another really strong pick, especially in the Remix Cup, as there's no Sableye. There's also no Umbreon, which are 2 things that give it a real difficult time. So, if you enjoyed the video, I'd really appreciate if you smash that like button. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, and I will see you all in the next one.